Okay, let us continue with cross product. So yesterday I think we left at A cross B is not equal to B cross A, right? So cross product, it does not obey commutative law. Okay, right. So here today we'll see what happens if you try to cross negative of vector A with negative of vector B. Okay, now this is easy to understand. Now what we'll do is again, so imagine a plane. Okay, it is easily understood when you consider the when you consider an example. So say this is vector A. Okay, say this is vector A and this is vector B. Okay, now you have to imagine both vector A and B are lying in the plane and angle between them is theta. Okay, now A cross B. Okay, when you are doing A cross B, you can use your screw rule, otherwise your right hand rule. Okay, so these fingers, these four fingers, first you must point them along A, then curl it towards B. Okay, right. So the resultant A cross B will be perpendicular to the plane containing, it will be perpendicular to the plane containing the vectors A and B, will say, correct? So it makes 90 degree, it makes an angle of 90 degree with the plane, correct? Right, so this is actually A cross B, will say, correct? This is actually A cross B, fine. Now what we'll do is, we will take negative of A and negative of B. Now as you know, negative of A, okay, so when I say in some context, if I say A is 5 Newton northeast, that means negative of A, it will be the same 5 Newton, correct? Negative of A will be the same 5 Newton. So this one, negative of A, okay, negative of A will be the same 5 Newton, that is magnitude doesn't change but the direction will be opposite, so this will become southwest. Okay, so the direction will be southwest. Okay, now going by that concept here, okay, going by that concept, yeah, so you can say here, let us draw negative A. Okay, so negative A, it is like this. Okay, I'm drawing minus A here. Okay, negative of vector A, it means, okay, right. Now negative of vector A and vector A both are making an angle of 180 degrees, otherwise they are opposite, you can say. Okay, fine. Now let me write a neat diagram. 1 second. Yeah, consider the same plane now. Okay, say this is, both of them are the same plane. Now I'm going to draw minus A separately. Okay, so negative A, it will point like this. Okay, negative A, it will point like this, negative of vector A, right? Now the negative of vector B, as you can see, it will be this way, correct? Negative of vector B, it will be this way. Let me rewrite. Yeah, this is negative of vector A. Now this will be negative of vector B, correct? Now it is just like you have taken these two from here. Say negative of vector A is here already. Okay, it's just that I'm drawing a separate diagram. All right, fine. So this doesn't look neat. Fine. So let me write negative of vector B is like this. Okay, you can call it as minus B. All right. Now I'm taking this negative A into I'm drawing a separate diagram. That's all. All right. Now negative B. Okay. So we have kept it like this, right? Now if you can see from here, what will be the angle between them? The angle between them is theta, is it not? The angle between them is theta, vertically opposite angles, right? Now do the same thing. Now say here, yeah, so let us shift these vectors onto that plane. Okay, right. Now you got to know that the angle between them is the same theta, right? Now when you do minus that is negative of vector A cross negative of vector B, so what you will see is that, yeah, this is theta. Okay, now again, see, when you did A cross B, use your right hand. Okay, so use your right hand. So assume that this vector A and B, okay, vector A is towards right side. Okay, I'm telling you, say, imagine like this. Okay, now this is you. Okay, now this is you. Say this is the table. Okay, this plane, this white plane whatever I have drawn, assume it as a table which is right in front of you. Now you have a pen. You imagine vector A is towards east, vector B, okay, this vector B, okay, this vector B is towards northeast, okay, right? Then if you consider negative A, okay, negative A, it will be towards west, and negative B, it will be towards southwest, okay. Still this is so it will be better to imagine, right? You can place two pens or something like that on the table and try to understand, okay. Now once you did A cross B, so what did you get? You got that green arrow. It tells you the magnitude of A cross B and the direction given by the right hand rule, all right. Now even if you perform negative A cross negative B, what you will notice is that, see, negative A, it simply tells you the direction is west, and negative B, it simply tells you the direction is southwest, but the magnitude is same, right? The magnitude is same, right? So treat this negative A as a separate vector, okay? Its magnitude is same as A, you know that, right? So negative A cross negative B, you will see that it will give the vector which is same in magnitude, okay, which is the same in magnitude and the same direction as that of A cross B. Okay, now these two vectors, okay, these two vectors are same. If you can call, okay, these two vectors are same if you see their direction and magnitude are same, correct? So these two are equal vectors, okay. So therefore you can say minus of A, that is negative of A cross negative of B, so that is actually equal to A cross B, okay. Remember, try to treat the result as vector, okay. Negative A cross negative B is a vector, no doubt about it, okay. Now A cross B is also a vector, okay. But if you see in the situation here, both of them have the same magnitude and direction. So technically these two vectors, those two green vectors, are actually the same, okay. So therefore you can say negative of A cross B is equal to simply A cross B. Negative A cross negative B is equal to A cross B, okay, fine. So we have seen this also. Now next let us go to the distributive law, okay. Now you will find that distributive law is obeyed by, okay, distributive law is obeyed in scalar product, that is dot product, as well as cross product, okay, is obeyed in dot product, okay, dot product and cross product, both of them. Okay, in dot product what did we see? A dot B plus C, correct? In dot product we saw A dot B plus C is equal to A dot B plus A dot C, correct? A dot B plus A dot C, right? Now same way, if you try to write cross product, okay, A cross B plus C, okay, you can easily write it as A cross B plus A cross C, okay. So distributive law is obeyed for both dot product as well as cross product, okay. So imagine this, I mean remember this, right? Now yeah, now next if you see, for example, say you have a vector A, okay. So vector A cross with itself, okay, vector A cross with itself, okay. Now how do we write? Basically, when you say A cross B, we'll say the magnitude is A B sine theta, correct? The magnitude of A cross B is A B sine theta, correct? So this will be first vector, correct? First vector magnitude, second vector magnitude, sine of angle between them. First vector is A, then second vector is also A. Multiply the magnitudes of first vector and second vector and sine of angle between them. Now what is the angle between the vector and itself? So it will be 0, correct? So sine 0. So therefore A cross A, okay, A cross A, it will be 0, okay, right? So you can, you know, the result, okay, so since the end result of a cross product is always a vector, okay, you can treat it as a 0 vector, okay. 0 vector means its magnitude is 0 and its direction is undefined, okay. You cannot say what is the direction of something which is 0, correct? So 0 vector is one thing whose magnitude is vector whose magnitude is 0 and The direction is undefined. Okay, right. Now A cross A, we got it as 0 with the resultant of, or you can say the result of cross product of a vector with itself is always 0. 0 vector you can also say. Right. Now going by this, let us try to understand the cross product of unit vectors. Cross product of unit vectors. Okay. Now we know we have 3 coordinate axes, right? So x, y, z. So say this is x, now this is y, and this is actually z. Now these are mutually perpendicular. Okay. Now this is negative z axis. Okay. Now this is negative x axis, and this is negative y axis. Fine. Now a unit vector along x axis, all right, unit vector along x axis will denote it by I cap, correct? Unit vector along y axis will denote it by j cap. Unit vector along z axis we denote it by k cap, right? Now a unit vector along negative x axis, right? So we'll denote it by minus I cap, correct? It's simple, it's just the opposite of I cap, so therefore minus I cap, negative I cap, right? Now unit vector along negative y axis, it will be minus j cap. Now this will be minus k cap, that is along negative z axis, okay, negative z direction. So you need to remember, you have got technically it's like 3 lines, okay? So you can imagine positive z axis and negative z axis as a very long line, okay? Then x axis, considering positive x axis and negative x axis as a very long line, okay? Now 3 lines are meeting, okay? These 3 lines are concurrent, right? So we know that, right? Now the angle between x and y, okay? So you can clearly see here the angle between x and y is 90 degrees. The angle between x and z is 90 degrees. Okay, the angle between x and z is 90 degrees. Angle between x and minus y, that is also 90 degrees. Angle between x and minus z, that is also 90 degrees. All right, fine. So you can actually decide. A good example is to consider the corner of your room. Okay, corner of your room, fine. But it is just that you won't be able to see negative x axis, negative z axis like that. You can simply see x, y and z axis. Now you imagine there is negative x axis, negative y axis and negative z axis on the other side. Okay, so just imagine like that. Fine, right. Now if you do I cross j, okay, let us see one by one. So when you perform cross product of I cross j, so what you're supposed to get, just use your right hand. Okay, see I cross j, you are getting k cap, correct? I cross j, you can write it as, see, it's easy how to identify magnitude of the first vector I, what is it? 1. It's a unit vector, right? That's all, that's why. Now magnitude of the second vector, what is that? J. Okay, j's magnitude is also 1. Fine. So magnitude of I, magnitude of j, and sine of angle between j and k. Okay, sine of angle between I and j, right? Now what is the angle between I and j? I is the unit vector along x, j is the unit vector along y, correct? Y axis, fine. So angle between x and y is 90 degrees, so therefore we'll put 90 degrees. Angle between unit vector along x axis, that is I cap, and unit vector along y axis, that is j cap, it is 90 degrees. All of us know that, right? So sine 90. So you got the magnitude as 1. Okay, the magnitude of I cross j is equal to 1. Okay, it is equal to 1, but the direction is given by your right hand, correct? In what direction in what direction do you think that your thumb is pointing? You can clearly see it is pointing towards z axis. Okay, it is pointing towards z axis. Now I have to define the direction of z axis. Okay, so I'll assign this magnitude with k cap, is it not? When I assign the magnitude with a unit vector along z axis, I'm specifying the direction of that vector, is it not? So therefore I cross j, okay, I cross j, we'll write it as k cap. Okay, I cross j, we'll write it as k cap. I hope you got it. Fine. So we are using unit vector k here. Okay, The magnitude of I cross j is 1. What is the direction? Z axis. Now what is that vector we use to specify direction along Z axis? K cap. Now we'll simply multiply the magnitude with the unit vector. So that is what we did. 1 into k we did. So we got it as k cap here. So I hope you got this. Now on the same grounds, if you perform j cross k, okay, I cross j is done. Okay, now when you perform j cross k, what do you get? So you can see here. So j cross k. Okay, when you do j cross k, you are getting I cap. Okay, when you're getting I cap. Okay, so just try to look at the corner of your house. Okay, corner of your room. Right. Imagine x, y, and z axis. So just try to use your right hand. You will get it. Right. All right. Now next one is I cross j, j cross k. Now when you do k cross I, so what do we get? And easy. So k cross I. See, k cross I. So you are getting j cap again. Okay, you are getting j cap. Okay. Now if you do the opposite, okay, if you do the opposite, that is j cross I. Okay, if you do the opposite, that is j cap cross I cap. Okay, j cap cross I cap. So what you are expected to get? So j cap cross I cap. So try to use your right hand, it will help you a lot. Okay, so you'll get it as minus k cap, right? So similarly, k cap cross j cap. So you'll get it as minus I cap, negative I cap. Then I cap cross k cap. You'll get it as negative j cap. Okay, please write in your notes once. It will be easy. Fine. Yeah. So I think we have covered almost all of them. Right. So this is about cross product if you consider the unit vectors along your Cartesian, that is your x, y, and z axis. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Still we have some time left. Okay. So we have done this. Let me continue with determining. So next heading you can take determining cross product when the components of the vectors are given. Okay, components of vectors are given. Alright, now how to find out the cross product when the components are given? Alright, so what is the end result of a cross product? It is always a vector. Alright, yeah, so keep that thing in mind. Now what we'll do is, you are given with vector A. Okay, you are given with vector A. So vector A is, so vector A, it is given as ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Then you have vector B, which is bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Okay, bz k cap. Right, now how to perform cross product means it's easy. Now what you will do is, you will do a cross b as, we'll write it individually now, ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Okay, cross we'll write. Okay, so cross bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Okay, now the same thing we'll do what you have done in your algebra, right? So we'll take it as ax I cap, okay, cross bx I cap. Okay, now what it tells us, it's really important. See, you have a vector whose direction is along x-axis. That is what this I cap says. You have a vector which is along x-axis. Now if you perform cross of these two vectors which are along the same direction, so what do we get? Its magnitude turns out to be 0, because it is like ax bx. Okay, it is like ax bx sine of, what is the angle between the two vectors which are along x-axis? It turns out to be 0. So this product of the cross product of, see, you should treat this as a vector. Ax I cap is technically a vector. Okay, Bx I cap is also a vector, right? Now the cross product of two vectors, if you are getting 0, just ignore it, all right? So you won't get anything, right? So coming back, you'll get something like this. Yeah, okay. So you can write it as Ax I cap cross Bx I cap. Now this is actually 0 plus now Ax I cap cross By j cap. Okay, so here what you can get here, I'm just giving you hints here. Now Ax I cap By j cap, it will be, just now we have discussed, Ax I cap cross By j cap, right? Now what is it? You are performing cross product on two vectors. Now magnitude of first vector Ax, magnitude of second vector By. Okay, then I cross j, correct? Ax is along x axis, By is along y axis. That is what j cap says, right? Now when you do x axis cross y axis, that is I cap dot j, I cap cross j cap. Okay, so you will get a vector pointing towards z axis, correct? I cross j. So what do we get? You will get a vector pointing along, see this one. When you do I cross j, you are getting a vector pointing along z axis. So therefore the magnitude of the cross product is Ax By. Okay, so this is telling you the magnitude. Fine. Now the direction, so you know, will, since it is along z axis, we'll associate with k cap. Okay, we will multiply k cap, that's all. Okay, so Ax By k cap. So this is what we get, right? Now so that is the result of this one. Okay, next Ax I cap cross Bz k cap. Okay, plus I'm doing with this Ax I cap cross Bz k cap. Okay, Ax I cap cross Bz k cap. Okay, yeah, now since you know the trick, okay, now try to get the complete expression. Okay, see, try to write everything in this term. Okay, so I have solved for this second term here. The second term, you should actually write it like this. Okay, you should write it like this. Now how many terms you are supposed to get? 3 into 3, 9, correct? So 9 terms you should get. So you know, in that 3 terms will become 0. Okay, so because I have solved Ax, I have multiplied with Bx I cap, By j cap and Bz k cap. So these 3 I have done. Okay, from Ax to these 3. Now Ay to these components of B and Az to these components of B, you perform the cross product and check. Okay, so see that you will get this end result. Okay, this one. Okay, now there is a simple shortcut to perform cross product, and we'll take some examples in the next class. Okay, see that you will get this result. All right, fine.